Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Nostalgia Unboxings. We are once again back to the Transformers Kingdom series, which is actually coming to a close pretty soon here, at least for the time being. There's only, including this figure, there's I think 2 more figures that I have left for the Beast Wars side of Kingdom, which is kind of sad when you think about it, but hey, that's still 2 other videos you guys can look forward to, so, it's not totally bad. Plus, we have Wave 2 confirmed. So anyway, here we go. Today we are doing Airazor. And I can tell that because after I peeled off the label, because there was no other way I could get into this box except the front, apparently the original seller actually wrote down Airazor to remember on the little box here. Also, Fragile must be Italian. That's a reference for you. But, yeah, let's get right into it here. Super precision cut box, too. So, I guess while I'm opening this, I can get into the price point here. Wow, it does not want to get in here at all. So, I think I paid... I actually did miss all, the actual pre-orders and stuff, so I think I ended up just going on eBay, and, of course, getting scalped. And I think I paid about $30 for Airazor, plus minus. I'll try to find a link for you guys, obviously in the comments or in the description, or both. I think I usually do both, to where you can buy it for the best price I can find at the time I upload the video. So, hopefully I could find something maybe a little bit better, because I think it originally retailed for $20, because I don't think he's a very big figure. I think he's one of the, deluxe class, I think they call it. But of course, we will see it. But that is about how much I paid for it, at least. It was about $30. Oh my gosh, this is so precise. How am I supposed to cut this? Look at that. There's, no gap in this box at all. Here we go. 1, 2... Good grief. Whatever. We'll just completely destroy it. There we go. We finally did it. At long last, after all of that chaos, we have finally opened the box, which is in a nice, what is this, Whole Foods? A Whole Foods market bag, very fancy. Yeet the box. Take it out of the little bag, which doesn't want to leave my hands because of static electricity. And here we have Airazor, who seems to have gotten a little bit jingled in there. He does not look like he's sitting very straight. But I'm sure that's nothing, although he does look very nice. So let's take a look at the art here. First, we have his hawk. I'm assuming it's a hawk and not an eagle, because it definitely looks more like... Well, I guess it could be an eagle. Huh. If any avian enthusiasts are watching this video, please let me know if he is more of a hawk or more of an eagle. As much as I love animals, I actually am not too sure on the distinction. And then, of course, we have him in robot mode here, in a very action-esque pose. Actually, is it a he or a she? I don't remember. Airazor sounds like a dude, but, huh. Alright, let me know about that too. And I was correct, though. He is a deluxe class. And then there's the back here. 22 steps for this little dude into a bird. Here you go. And it's a maximal. Finally, we're getting into some of the maximals. I think out of the order that I did them, I think a lot of the maximals end up here at the end. Since we do have Dinobot left, along with Megatron, who I'm planning on saving for last. Because I know that he's going to probably blow me away. Here we go. WFCK14 is the code for Airazor, it seems. And then the nice little Maxima logo. So yeah, that's basically it for the box. Not much else. Let's grab the knife again and try to break our way into this without amputating any fingers. These are so hard to get into every single time. I don't know why. Alright, 2, and then the 3rd. Okay, that was surprisingly smooth. Oh my gosh. If it's not one thing, it's definitely something else. Now the tab doesn't want to come out. Why? There we go. Why did they design these boxes like that? I want to keep these. Come on. Alright. And boom. There we go. Nothing else inside, so we can set that there. Airazor in his little cuff in here. The paper of words. And we'll take a look at the instruction manual here for Airazor. It's a little weird pose there. Oh, he's facing his torpedoes. That makes a lot more sense now. I thought he was just kind of sticking his arms out, kind of just posing weirdly, like Muscle Beach style. Here, let's do this side first. Very nice. And then this side. And it seems pretty simple and straightforward. So that is that. We'll put that there. We can pop out the Destiny card for Megatron. Didn't we just get a Megatron like last video? I wonder if this one's different, because I think each one has 3 different Destinies, I think. So let's just peel back the sticker and see if we got the same exact one here. I'm not even gonna pull the whole thing off. So again, I have not figured out how to read the Cybertronian yet. No one gave me any tips. Although I think there's actually like an actual alphabet, like direct translation thing for the Autobot Cybertronian language. So I guess you just have to do it yourself, and there is no app. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't think I'm gonna bother with that right now. But yeah, so that is the sticker on this one, the sticker and card. Put that there. That saves us a little bit of time. Look at those wings all folded back here. And what are these? Ah, those are his little torpedoes that are all backed in here. Very cool. Alright, and we will jump cut to him out of the box. Alright, and we return. So here we have Airazor, just as he was exactly out of the box, with all his wings folded up. This was a little tricky to pull out, but it wasn't too bad since it was kind of jammed in there. As you can see, it kind of folds out, I guess. Oh, it's on like double hinges everywhere. Interesting. Here, I see, we got right here. A very stiff double hinge that doesn't want to move the other way. This is slightly Wait a minute. Hold on, wait. Look! This is a problem. This tab is supposed to be on the other side, and it's preventing me from flipping. This isn't. Oh my gosh! Wait, it's a little confusing. Okay, I figured it out. So crisis averted. So you have to fold it back a little bit further right here, and there's a little notch, which hopefully will. Yeah, here we go. Okay, it allows me to fix that. Okay. Whew, I was a little scared there because that would be really difficult to fix if it wasn't otherwise. Because you'd probably have to like remove the actual pins. I don't think it would even be very feasible to repair it. I think that would just be one of those things you'd have to send back at that point. But yeah, is it even supposed to go? No. Oh my god, I almost broke the tab off. Yeah, I don't think it's even supposed to go that way, which confuses me as to. Oh, maybe it is. Ooh, yeah, this is, okay, so I'm already not liking whatever I just found. I'm assuming it's part of the transformation, but I'm definitely not liking how that works because you gotta put in a very specific orientation to properly fold. Oh my god, yeah, everything's folding here, so this is already something I don't like too much. Oh my god, I can't even get it, this one now too. I think is stuck that way. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Hold on, how do I fix it now? Yeah, okay, so this is something I don't like. It's very easy. I hope that's not an intentional part of the transformation, because if so, it's very, very badly designed. Because you have to put it in a very specific orientation, and then you have to like be very gentle with how you move it, because you can absolutely break that tab off if it gets like lodged in there. So I don't think that's a very good design at all. And it seems like it really wants to get stuck that way, too, which, you know, does not bode well for the figure. Ooh, so that's already a little flaw. But on the bright side, I noticed that the head sculpt is very, very, very nice on this figure. So let's zoom in a wee bit and take a look at that. Very smooth skin on the face. Actually, the pupils, slightly differently sized pupils there. Actually, that looks a little wonky. But other than that, the detailing is very nice. You get the feathers everywhere. And even in the back, they have little feathering detail too, where you don't even see it, which is very nice. And then zoom back out. And what else do we got here? We got little pauldrons. I love me some good pauldrons, so very nice. Ooh, we have the Maximal logo here on the arm that you can just barely make out. Very tiny. Articulation is kind of, yeah, I mean, about what you would want. So definitely no complaints there. He has the huge holes here, which, as we saw in the instructions, is where the wrist rockets plug into. If I could just do it properly. Oh, and they don't want to. Okay, never mind. They do plug in. You just gotta get a very good push going. There we go. Yeah, we got both of them in. There we go. And he has like little articulation like that, so you can just face him however you want, which is really nice. Actually, they actually do look kind of cool. Actually, they almost... Oh, never mind. I was going to say they kind of look like the Ark, but not really. That would be a mistake. So what? The legs are, yeah, basically what you would also expect. Just kind of whatever you want at the hip. Basic knee rotation. And then... Oh, he actually does have a weird backwards thing here. This might be for the transfer. Yeah, this is for the transformation. I don't think you could really get a good pose out of this unless you really want the broken ankle pose. And then the feet, which are just the bird feet put backwards, which kind of look really weird. They look like they're not balanced properly. You know, you technically want the toes in the front. You know, for, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But they do have, they're on a ball joint. So that does give it the little, what is it, ankle swivel and stuff for posing, which is of course always a great feature. And then the wings, you could kind of just do whatever you want with them. You know, he does look pretty cool with them out with like the Native American kind of bird wing motif is kind of what that reminds me of, you know, on the totem poles. So yeah, I mean, it's really nice. I can't complain about it. Ooh, he has a little tail. Oh, the tail, even the tail moves in this mode, which is kind of awesome. I mean, you can't really see it at all from the front if you're posing it that way, but I guess if you're messing around with it and playing, you could kind of pretend this is some sort of like air brake or rudder if you want to have bot mode flying around, which is kind of cool, honestly. Like, it's definitely a little nice welcome gimmick, even though it's probably not intended. And you could fit weapons into his hands. They look like just the regular 5mm posts, I'm assuming, or I guess the wrist rockets you could also pop into there. So yeah, he does have options, which is very, very cool. Oh, I guess you could use fossilizers too, duh. I don't see any other ports, though, at least in robot mode. Oh, right here. So yeah, you could totally deck them out in fossilizer gimmick weapons and stuff. So that's pretty sweet. And basically it. He does have the nice eagle head right here in his chest, which looks to be the eagle head in his actual eagle mode, which is very nice. It's nice that they didn't have to do like the false chest or anything like that. A little hollow here, but it's filled in the back by all of whatever the rest of this backpack is, so at least you can't see directly through it. And I don't know, maybe you could fit something in there, actually, if you really tried. Maybe one of the Cyber Planet keys from the Transformers Cybertron figures, the little plastic key things. Man, those things came out a long time ago now that I'm thinking about it. That was really like 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago. Holy crap. But yeah, you could probably put one of those, like, slot it right into here as like a little storage thing, maybe, if you have those figures too. I don't know. I'm sure you guys can figure out other cool things that you might be able to do with the gap, I guess. I don't know. I like being creative with, like, stuff that would otherwise be a negative, but you can, you know, do other things with them, maybe, if you think real hard. So that is a thing. And yeah, I don't think I could say anything else that I haven't already said about bot mode. So let's go over to beast mode. And here's Airazor in his beast mode. And as you can see, it's perfectly balanced somehow on his little tiny legs here. So it actually can stand up perfectly fine. Usually I leave it on my little bed surface here. But you see, it looks very bad. For some reason, I guess this is just too soft for it, so it does not balance here. But when it's, I have to stress this because it actually, on my hand, it balances really well. Like, it doesn't feel like it's gonna tip over or anything. So I just didn't want to misrepresent the figure in a really bad way, because I do have some other negative things to say about it. So I didn't want it to just seem like I'm taking a huge dump on it or anything like that, because I do think this figure has a lot of redeemable qualities too, even though it is a slightly mixed bag. So first off, what I want to talk about is something interesting I noticed when I was transforming it. And let me try to find it in the instructions here. It might be on the flip side. Wait, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna be able to find it now. Oh my gosh. Here we go. I found it. Haha. So if you look at the instructions right here, you can clearly see a very tiny maximal logo here. I could probably zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, see? So there's a tiny maximal logo in that spot where this flap closes. So shift stage to this flap on the actual robot, and there's no tiny maximal logo. So I just thought that was really weird. It was kind of interesting. Like, I wonder at what point did they remove that, or if that was never part of the design to begin with, and it's just a weird thing on the instructions. So that's one weird thing about the figure. Second weird thing is there seems to be a design oversight actually here. So clearly, you can see the tail fan here of the beautiful feathers has a tab. And so it cannot fit here at all. This is way too thin. But this looks like it's perfectly sized to fit this tab. Unfortunately, if we can take a look at it, the wings kind of really block it out here. Hold on, let's see if I can pick them up. Just to make it easier to see from the sides here. As you can see, it comes up just short. And I think even on the sides here, it's like 0.1 millimeters too short to actually slot in perfectly. But I could be wrong on that. It could just be like, a weird visual thing. But the main thing that I could see is that this tab just isn't far enough out. Like, it would need to be just slightly pushed back towards the end to perfectly slot in there. And I don't think that's any part of me mistransforming it, because I did follow the instructions, and just from looking at the actual engineering of it, like just the sheer design of it, I don't see any way that I could have folded this up to where this tail fan could fit into that, could tab in there without compromising like the whole rest of the transformation. Like, his whole body's on this weird hinge thing, and it's like, yeah, maybe if I did the hinge the opposite way, this would fit in, but it compromises the entire rest of the transformation. None of the rest of this would be possible. So I can't imagine that's intended. I think it's just an oversight. And I don't know if there's a fix for it. I mean, well, I suppose everything has a fix if you really try. But I don't think there's anything that you could really do short that doesn't involve, like, somehow changing the figure. Maybe shaving, like, half of this tab off would give it enough clearance. But I somehow slightly doubt that. I guess your other option is just to shave it off completely and just have it never tab in, but still be able to... Maybe you don't even need to shave off the whole thing. Maybe you could shave off half of it and still have it sit flush. I don't know. I haven't looked at the figure long enough to, get all the actual, I guess math and little equations done here with, this little issue. But it just kind of brainstorming, ways that you might be able to remedy this situation. Which, it is unfortunate that it needs to be remedied at all. But I feel like, so... Let me get to the good stuff. Like, I think this figure is beautiful, especially in bird mode. Like, look, especially from the top in bird mode. Look at this. Like, it looks so nice. It does have, like very visible hinges, but personally, I don't think that's an issue. But just look at all the feathers. All sculpted throughout the wing, the tail fan, everything. Even this flap has little feathers that actually almost look like scales here. The head even has little designs on it, little etchings and stuff to make it look feathered. It's so nicely done. It's so nicely molded. And even, like, I'm just surprised that they even perfectly balanced it. So it's a really nice figure. So it's a really it's a pretty big shame that this tail fan just looks so awkward when it's not fully tabbed in. At least from the top, you know, you don't see it too badly. But when you look at it from like any other angle, it looks very awkward when it's sitting up, just not level with everything else. So that is like a main thing I really want to go over. On to just other things and features, and hopefully some positivity, because again, I do think this figure is very, very nice, especially in bird mode now. So one thing you can do in bird mode that I thought was really cool is you do have the option of folding the wings down, and you can have it in a little resting pose when he's, you know, not in flight, which I think is kind of cool. Although it does look very boxy because of the angles. Although I'm sure if you play with the hinges enough, since there's like 15 hinges here, you know, let's try it at least on one wing. Here, let's do this. Yeah, you can make it a little less boxy, like doing it like that, by just, you know, putting this little panel on a diagonal. So you can, you know, fiddle around with it to your liking, but I do think it's nice that it does have the articulation option. It does have it in its articulation to be able to have a resting pose like that. Personally, though, I like the big spread wingspan. I think it looks very cool. Let's move on to the head here. Actually, let's fold all these up then, if we move on to the head. You get the beautiful sculpt. The beak is a little weird because it's blunt. Instead of, like, it's super, super blunted off instead of sharp. But, you know, we can live with that, although it does have really nice eyes. He has, surprisingly, neck articulation looking down. And it does move side to side, so a lot of articulation for the bird head. And if you even want to, you could have, like, a midway transformed between bird mode and bot mode. So you could theoretically fold its head down and have it have a bird head in a slight robot mode, although with a little bit of adjustment if you really want to have that look too, which I thought was just a kind of really cool play feature and I guess display feature if you do kind of like the whole Horus vibe. Yeah, these panels tend to get a little undone, but it's not a huge issue. And surprisingly, he actually does have an openable mouth, although it is incredibly difficult to get in there. Let's see if I can... Ah, my goodness, it's so hard to get in there. I shouldn't have cut my nails. Oh, hold on. We are man. We have tools. Now I'm going to try to, without damaging the figure, I'm going to try to just stick this tip into its mouth and just kind of pry it open. I swear this works. Man, it really doesn't want to open up, but I really want to show this. There we go. We did it. We got it. All right. I'm probably never going to be fiddling with that ever again because that's actually slightly annoying to do. Maybe they could have added a tab of some sort somewhere to make that a little bit easier. But he does have the openable, closable mouth in bird mode, in his bird mode head. So let's just close that back up. And then forever and ever into eternity have trouble opening it up whenever I feel like it again. He has the weapon storage in the back here, which is really nice. I think it fits in really, really smoothly with the figure itself and adds that nice little pop of color. So I do think that's really nice. And I feel like there was something else that I wanted to mention. Besides this transformation being a little awkward, it's definitely a unique transformation, but it was a little bit weird to figure out. I definitely needed the instructions to see how some of these things fit together, but I definitely cannot complain about it in the slightest. Oh, I think I remember what I wanted to say. So I've heard talk on a lot of forums and speculation that Hasbro might end up using an extensive retool of this guy's mold for a release of a kingdom, or maybe they'll put it into a different line. But Terrorsaur from Beast Wars, which is the Decepticon Pterodactyl Starscream analog of that particular series, which I thought was pretty interesting, and I could definitely see it happening. Although if they do end up reusing this mold and retooling different pieces and stuff, I definitely hope that they, you know, reevaluate some of these little issues and just kind of, you know, fix the little kinks and stuff that even out the kinks that are in this build. Not the build, but in the Transformer. Because it's so nice, and it really is pretty and beautiful, and both modes look really nice, and there's a lot of really cool molding and sculpting going on here. But just those couple little tiny issues do throw it off. But, you know, overall, I definitely don't think it's like a huge problem. I don't think this is, you know, a little tab. I would rather have just this little tab being messed up than, for example, like Ractonite, where his iconic, you know, nose horn and frill were incredibly loose because I guess the design of the skull ended up splitting apart. I think that kind of stuff, I would weigh it significantly worse than I would weigh the little issues with this. I would consider these pretty minor. So yeah, overall, it is a very nice figure, and it's beautiful in presentation, in my opinion. I think it's a great addition to any collection if you're looking for an Airazor, or just a bird in general, because I feel like there's definitely not a lot of Transformers that are just really nicely articulated birds. So yeah, I mean, this has been Transformers Airazor. I don't know if I could say really much else about it that I haven't already said, highlighting all the, you know, the good and the bad and the ugly. And the not so ugly, because it is a beautiful figure. Oh, you could even have it in a dive bombing pose. Very cool. Alright, so yeah, guys, that was a little bit of a tangent. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe, because that helps out the channel tremendously. And if you did enjoy the video, just let me know what you think of your Airazor, or if you figured out a different fix that maybe I couldn't come up with on the spot here for this issue, or maybe did I actually mistransform it somehow? Although I highly doubt that, but I'd be very curious to see what other people have done to try to remedy that situation. And you know, what else you're excited for? I'm always interested to hear a lot of the cool speculation and whatnot. Do you think there is going to be a Pterosaur in the line at some point? Personally, I would very much enjoy it. I think it's a very cool figure, and it would go very well with the skeletal Pteranodon that we're getting to have a nice flesh and blood Pteranodon Transformer as well. So yeah, guys, I make a new video every Wednesday, or upload a new video every Wednesday, so that's when you should tune in if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!